So let's get started. This is an extremely vital thing, which is actually getting your website ready and meeting the requirements for AdSense before applying for it. This is very important because it just gets frustrating if you keep trying to apply and they keep telling you no because of certain areas. So the best way I do this is simply by using a checklist. And this is going to be consisting of 5 main points. Number 1 is going to be site ownerships and checking. So they're going to have to be able to check that you own the site. So you either need to have some admin access to the site, you need to have it on Google Search Console, or you need to be able to get to their main file, which again you will be able to with admin access to the website. Second is a rating of good and bad traffic. This is going to be looking at what good traffic and what bad traffic you have, which I will elaborate on shortly. Quality of the content, the navigation of the website, and for my 5th step I'll include site rejection and what you can do if you do get rejected, and what the common issues are. So first of all, let's get into site ownership. How do you show them that you own your site? And this is going to be primarily through 3 ways. One's going to be the Google Search Console. Now if you haven't signed up for the Google Search Console, this is also going to be something that will help you out as well. Will give you lots of analytics and statistics about your website, and it's free and easy to start up. If you just search Google Search Console into Google, simply start now, you're going to be able to add your site on there and you can then show that you own it through that, because you also have to upload a file to your website, which will then of course show ownership. Second is going to be by adding HTML text that they give you between the header of your website. You do this by going to Appearances, Theme Editor, and then you add it within the header section. As you can see, bottom of the header there, and we need to upload it just above the bottom of the header section. Of course, don't worry that I'm going through this quite quickly. This is a simple explanation of the requirements. We will go through this in more detail in the next part. And last but not least, because this is actually probably the easiest and the best way to get your site ownership verified, is using a plugin called SiteKit. This again is free on WordPress. You're going to be able to download it and it will help you put the code through your pages. Next up, and for number 2, we have good traffic versus bad traffic. One of the things that it will check you on is what is good traffic and what's bad traffic. So first of all, good traffic, what is that? That is a real user having a real experience. And that's pretty simple. That's the good traffic. They need real users actually going on the website, checking it out, getting some value from it. Bad traffic will be stuff like if they analyze that you're using bots, auto refresh, cookie stuffing, clickjacking, malware, hidden ads, adware, or a crawler masquerading as a user. So you might think that it might be best to potentially get some fake traffic to make it look like you're getting a lot of traffic. Google will like that. In fact, it works quite the opposite way. If it's bad traffic and a lot of it, they're actually going to reject it still. Smaller traffic, but better traffic is definitely going to get you accepted much faster and easier than having a lot of fake traffic coming to your site. As you can see in this month, this particular website has had just over 2,600 users. Now, if over 2,000 of them were bots, crawlers, paid methods of getting traffic to your site, that would quite likely get rejected because most of it is bad traffic and it wants to see only good traffic. And some of the great way of mitigating this is installing plugins such as WordFence, the security one, which will create a firewall, and that will really help protect you against bots. And using a plugin like that, you can potentially also ban IPs that could be sending bad traffic to your site. Along with that, using the Search Console, you can also clean up URL links if lots of bad links are linking to you. And there's lots of other ways that you can try and clean up your site, make sure it's only good traffic coming to it. Next up, we get to the quality content. They are going to be looking through your content, they're going to be looking through your blogs, they're going to be looking through your pages, and they want to find some good content, one which is unique, a good read for the visitors, gives them value in what they're searching for, and generally improves the user experience. For instance, if they come onto your page and they find that you've got a table of content with all the answers that they want, they can read through it, they can get the content that they need and then move on with their answer. That's going to be much better than coming to a page such as this, which is still not being set up, no content on it, or potentially bad content. Another thing to be aware of is that Google actually also needs enough content to be able to see what your niche is. This doesn't mean that you can't have a general branding content blog, because again, they will be able to click onto what niche it is, if it's news, if it's about a certain topic. However, to make it easier, make it more specific. This particular website is about Minecraft. Almost all the blogs are about Minecraft. Almost all the pages are about Minecraft. So it's very easy for the Google Search Console to actually find out what particular niche you're in and where to best serve the ads on your website, because that's what they're checking for. They're checking to make sure that people that are paying them to put their ads up aren't going to be putting it on low quality bad sites. You need to make sure that you have high quality and rich content that might include pictures, images, videos, and is well written as well. Going ahead and making updates to your post will also help with this, because it makes sure that it keeps it fresh, it shows Google that you're paying attention, and that you're giving even more added value to your users. Now let's go through some of the bad quality content, or what you could consider as bad quality content. As mentioned, good quality content is adding value to the user. In fact, it's even been said that less pages with more quality is going to work way better than bad quality content spread over many pages. However, bad content is really going to be stuff like duplicating, scraped content, which means that you've taken some content, changed it only a little bit and then put it onto your website, replicated content, dangerous content, or illegal content. Those are the main categories that you really got to make sure that you haven't got any of on your website. The simple answer is it won't get approved if you do have any of that on your website. They don't want duplicate content, they certainly don't want illegal or dangerous content, and again they want unique, good value content for the readers. Now on to number 4, which is going to be navigation. Navigation is essential. The reason for navigation being so essential is because they want their users to be able to find certain pages easily without struggling getting lost on your website. Major contributing factors are stuff like they're going to need to make their way home easily from every single page, they're going to need to find a privacy policy page, they're going to want a clear menu to be able to move around, or if not, other menus or a way to be able to navigate easily, and they're going to be looking at how accessible your navigator is. They're also going to be checking for alignment with your navigator, whether it works on big screens, small screens, mobiles, tablets, the readability of the menu, the functionality of the menu. Does it actually work? If they hover over something, will it give them the other options? Will it then continue to give them more options? And does the menu work everywhere like that? Accuracy, is it going to the right place? If I click on a certain area, is it going to take me to that page, or is it going to mislead me and take me to another place, which again is going to frustrate the user. And again, I can't stress enough how being able to get home will of course help. You need to have a home button everywhere. If people can't get home from certain pages, that's going to lead to more frustration, more dissatisfaction, and a worse visitor experience, which Google doesn't want. It wants a great experience for everywhere that it's serving its Google ads. Now, number 5, site rejections. What are the common issues with site rejections, and how can you make sure that you're not going to hit any of these issues as well? First is going to be site verification. You need to make sure that you verify your site. If they can't verify you and your ownership, then you're simply not going to be able to get paid. Another thing to bear in mind is the fact that you're also going to need your ID at some point to prove that you are you, so the payments can actually come to you. And that's going to be a proper ID, like a driving license or a passport or a national ID. They won't take other smaller IDs. It has to be a proper ID that you will need to send a picture of and get approved for actual payments. Next up is bad traffic. If you've got a hell of a lot of bad traffic, they're not going to want to be associated with your site because they want to serve ads to good traffic that's actually going to click on the ads and potentially make sales from it. That's the whole point. Low quality content or no content. If they go onto your blog and you have no content, they have nothing to be able to check what niche you're in, nothing to determine whether it's a good site to put ads on, and especially if it's bad quality content, they're not going to want to put it on there anyway. Duplicate content, as mentioned before, they do not like duplicate content. Now, it's a bit different if you look at somebody else's page and you take some bits from there, you make it yours, you make it unique, you make it altogether a better article. That's not so bad. However, just grabbing content, changing a word or two, a comma, adding a few more lines is going to be like duplicate content, which they don't like, and quite likely they won't approve you. This is an important one. You're only allowed one account per publisher. So if you are trying to make them on different accounts, they find out, which they will find out, they can then close all your accounts because they only want one account per publisher. You can have multiple websites on your account. You can even have your YouTube AdSense on there and multiple websites, but you cannot have 2 different accounts. So make sure you don't sign up with 2 different emails. Excessive advertising also is another one. Obviously, they want to put it on a good value site. If your site is just full of other advertising, or you simply do get accepted and you stuff all the advertisements throughout your whole page, they can either reject you or decide to stop serving ads on your page because of the way that you're using it. One thing to always remember is that they always hold the power to stop. Make sure that you abide by their rules and everything will be absolutely fine.